Hello everyone. Here we are discussing tautological implications, disjunction normal forms and conjunction normal forms in the discrete mathematics. I am Professor H.D. Padia from Sri Sant Gajan Maharaj College of Engineering, Shegaon. Let's have the first topic, the tautological implications. From this name, you can clear the concept that tautological implications mean it is a one implication which is a tautological, means which has all the truth values true. The connectives and or and double implies are symmetric in the sense that we can say that P and Q is logically equivalent to the Q and P, means we can change the order. The P or Q is logically equivalent to the Q or P, and similarly the P double implies Q is logically equivalent to the Q double implies P, means for the and or and double implies the order is not matter, but for the implies we cannot say that P implies Q is logically equivalent to the Q implies P. It is not logically equivalent. For any statement formula P implies Q, the statement formula Q implies P, means when we change the order, it's called its converse. The not P implies not Q is called its inverse, and the not Q implies not P is called its contrapositive. These are the three terms that if we have the any statement formula P implies Q, then Q implies P is called its converse, not P implies not Q is called its inverse, and not Q implies not P is called its contrapositive. Let's will define the relations between this statement formula P implies Q and its converse, inverse and contrapositive terms. From the truth table, we can define the relation that P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not Q implies not P. The truth table that is on your screen, you can clear. We have the two variables P, Q. We have find out the not P, not Q. Then P implies Q and not Q implies not P. From the truth table, it is clear that the P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not Q implies not P. The second, Q implies P is logically equivalent to the not P implies not Q. Again, from the truth table, when we have find out the Q implies P and not P implies not Q, then these two are logically equivalent. Means for these four terms we can say that the implies is logically equivalent to its contrapositive term and inverse is logically equivalent to its converse term. Now we'll see the definition for tautological implications. A statement P is said to tautologically imply a statement Q if and only if P implies Q is tautology. Means if P implies Q having all the truth values true, then we call that P is tautologically imply a Q. We shall denote this idea by the two lines and the arrow, means the symbol like this, that is P tautologically imply to Q, which is read as a tautologically imply Q. The implications, the P and Q is tautologically implied to P. That is our first implication. We can clear this by using the truth table. We have the two variables P, Q with four possible combinations. We have find out the P and Q, and finally we have find out the P and Q implies P. When we have find out the P and Q implies P, it have all the truth values true. Means P and Q implies P is tautological. That's why in our implications we have mentioned that P and Q is tautologically implied to P. If implies is tautological, then you have to change your symbol for implies symbol to the tautologically imply symbol. The second implication is P and Q is tautologically implied to Q. That means the P and Q implies Q is tautological. We can clear from the second truth table we have find out the P and Q implies Q, then it have all the truth values true. That's why we can write down that P and Q is tautologically implied to Q. The third is P implies Q, P implies P or Q. It is also the tautological implication. That's why we have mentioned that P is tautologically implied to P or Q. The fourth is not P is tautologically implied to P implies Q. The Q is tautologically implied to P implies Q. The next implication is the not in bracket P implies Q is tautologically implied to P. The not in bracket P implies Q is tautologically implied to not Q. The P and in bracket P implies Q is tautologically implied to not P. Not Q and in bracket P implies Q is tautologically implied to not P. Not P and in bracket P or Q is tautologically implied to Q. P implies Q and Q implies R is tautologically implied to P implies R. And last is the P or Q and P implies R and Q implies R is tautologically implied to R. Means this all the implications are tautological. That's why we have replaced the symbol of implies by the tautologically implies. Now we'll start the next topic, that is normal forms. Suppose we have the any one set A with the elements P1, P2, P3 up to the Pn is a statement formula where P1, P2, P3 up to the P6 are the atomic variables. If we consider all possible assignments of the truth values to the P1, P2, P3 up to the Pn, all these atomic variables, and obtain the resulting truth values of the formula A, then we get the truth table of A, such a truth table containing 2 raised to power 6 rows. If we have the 6 variable, means if we have the one variable, then the possible combinations will 2 raised to power 1, that is 2. Means it may be the true or it may be the false. If we have the two variables, then possible combinations are 2 raised to power 2, that is equals to 4. If we have the three variables, then possible combinations are 2 raised to power 3, that is equals to 8. For 4 variables, possible combinations are 2 raised to power 4, that is 16. For 5 variables, possible combinations are 2 raised to power 5, that is equals to the 32. And like that, we can find out the possible combinations for any number of variables. Now we have the three terms. The formula may have the truth values t for all possible assignments of the truth values to the variables. Then the statement formula A is called identically true or tautology. Same, the formula may have the truth values false, that is app, for all possible assignments of the truth values to the variable. Then the statement formula A is called identically false or contradiction. And third term is if the statement formula A has the truth values t for at least one combination of the truth values assigned to the P1, P2 up to the Pn, these all atomic variables, then the statement formula A is called satisfiable. The problem of determining in a finite number of steps whether a given statement formula is tautology or contradiction or at least satisfiable is known as a decision problem. Now, the construction of truth tables may not be practical even with the aid of computer. We therefore consider other procedure known as the reduction to normal form, because now we have to develop a software, that is we have to develop an algorithm to find out the normal forms. But to find out the normal forms by the truth table by using the computer software, it is not practical. That's why we have defined some laws, and by using these laws we are trying to find out the normal forms. There are four types of the normal forms. The first is the disjunction normal form, that is also called as sum of product form. Second is conjunction normal form, which is also called as product of sum form. Third is principal disjunction normal form, also called as sum of product canonical form. And last is the principal conjunction normal form, also called as product of sum canonical form. Now, it is convenient to use the word product in place of the conjunction and sum in place of the disjunction. Means we are replacing the word now. We will call the product to the conjunction and sum to the disjunction. Before that we have seen the conjunction means the AND operation, and now we are calling this AND operation as a product. And disjunction means it is a OR operation, and now we are considering the OR means it is a sum. We'll discuss the two terms. The first is elementary product. A product of variables and their negations in a formula is called an elementary product. We have discussed that product means it is the and means it is the conjunction. Let's have the examples. Let P and Q are any two atomic variables, then a single variable P, we can call that it is an elementary product, because by using the identical law or by using the identity we can write down that P and T. The P and T is logically equivalent to the P, or we can write down as here mentioned that P and P also. P and P is logically equivalent to P. That's why a single variable P we can consider as an elementary product term. Not P also we can consider that elementary product, because it is logically equivalent to the not P and not P. And means it is a product, means it is the elementary product term. The next, the P and Q, not P and Q, P and not Q, P and not P, and not P and not Q. All these are elementary product terms. The second term is that elementary sum. Again, similar to the elementary product, a sum of the variables and their negation in a formula is called elementary sum. Let's have the example. Let P and Q are any two atomic variables, then again a single variable P, because it is logically equivalent to the P or P. Not P, it is logically equivalent to the not P or not P. Means we can consider the P and not P, these two single variables, as a elementary product or the elementary sum also. Next, P or Q, because or means it is a sum. Not P or Q, P or not Q, P or not P, and not P or not Q. All these are elementary sum terms. This is for the elementary product and elementary sum. Now, the first type of normal form is disjunction normal form. We know the meaning of the disjunction, that is OR, and OR means sum. That's why the disjunction normal form means it is the sum of product form. You have to clear the definition or the relation, that is disjunction means it is OR and OR means it is the sum. That's why disjunction normal form means it is the sum of product form. Let's have the example. Suppose we have the one problem statement that not P and Q or P and not Q or R. This is a statement formula with the three variables P, Q and R. Now here the bracket term not P and Q, it is a one elementary product term. Second bracket P and not Q, it is also the one elementary product term. And R is a single variable, that's why we can consider it is also an elementary product term. These three product terms are connected by the OR, that is by the sum. That's why there are the three elementary product terms which are connected by the sum terms. That's why we can call that it is the sum of product form. Let's have the definition, that a formula which is equivalent to a given formula and which consists of a sum of elementary products is called a disjunction normal form of the given formula. Let's have the example, that let P and Q are any two atomic variables, then any elementary product term we can consider that it is the sum of product form. That's why a single variable P, it is an elementary product, that's why we can consider it is the sum of product. The not P, P and Q, not P and Q, P and not Q, P and not P, and not P and not Q. These first 7 examples are the elementary product terms. That's why we can consider these are the sum of product form. That is, this we can consider the disjunction normal form. The 8 is P and Q or P and not Q. Here directly we have the two product terms which is connected with the sum term. That's why it is a best example for the sum of product. Next, P or P and not Q. Here also the P is a one elementary product and P and not Q is a elementary product which is connected with the sum term. That is the sum of product. The last example is not P and Q or P and Q. Here also two product terms are connected by a sum. That's why it is the example for the sum of product. To obtain the sum of product or disjunction normal forms, we have some rules. The first rule is, first replace the implies and double implies by their equivalent formulas containing not, and or. To replace this implies and double implies by their equivalent formulas containing not, and or, we have the three formulas, one for the implies and two for the double implies. Second rule is that apply negation by using De Morgan's law. And third is apply the distributive law. All these laws and formula we have covered in our previous video. Now we have the two formulas for the double implies, but we have to always consider the second formula of the double implies for the sum of product, because the formula is P double implies Q is logically equivalent to P and Q or not P and not Q. If we consider this formula, then P and Q it is an elementary product, not P and not Q it is an elementary product, and these two elementary product terms are connected by a sum, means it is the sum of product form. Whenever we have to find out the sum of product or disjunction normal form, then to convert the double implies by their equivalent formula containing the not and an or, then we have to use this formula. Let's have the example that obtain the disjunction normal form of the P implies Q. The P implies Q, as per our first rule, that replace the implies and double implies first. By using the implies formula, we can write down that not P or Q. Now, not P or Q, it is a one elementary sum term. Elementary sum, but it is not the sum of product. Then we can use the negation law to convert the elementary sum term into the elementary product term. What we can define is logically equivalent to, we apply the not, then we have to give the not inside the bracket also. the term is not in bracket not P, your OR becomes AND, not Q. Now again using the negation law, the not P is P, that's why it is not in bracket P and not Q. If we focus on this term not in bracket P and not Q, then it is the elementary product term, and every elementary product term we can consider as a sum of product form. The second example, obtain disjunction normal form of the P and P implies Q. Again, first convert your implies by using the formula. The formula is P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not P or Q. That's why here the P and P implies Q is logically equivalent to P and not P or Q. Now, if we focus to this term, then P and in bracket not P or Q. Here P is a one elementary product term, and in bracket the not P or Q, it is a one elementary sum term. Means we have to find out the sum of product, but here the statement in the product of sum form. When we have this situation, then we can take the help of the negation law or the distributive law. Here we can distribute the P and over the inside bracket terms not P or Q. That's why it becomes the P and the first variable not P, or the P and the second variable Q. When we look to this term, the P and not P, it is the elementary product term. P and Q, it is the elementary product term, which are connected by a sum. That's why it is a final conclusion. Now let's see the third. To obtain the DNF of P double implies Q. As per our rule, first we have to replace the implies and double implies. We have already one formula of the double implies in the form of sum of product. We have discussed in previous. The P double implies Q is logically equivalent to the P and Q or not P or not Q. Here the two product terms P and Q and not P or not Q are connected with a sum. That's why it is the sum of product. No need to solve it again. Let's have the fourth. To obtain the DNF of not in bracket P or Q double implies P and Q. Now the not P or Q double implies P and Q. We have the one formula as above in the third, that is P double implies Q. We have to consider the not P or Q first term and P and Q as a second term. That's why is logically equivalent to the first bracket and second bracket, or the not first bracket and not second bracket. Means it is the not in bracket P or Q and P and Q, or the not P or Q and not P and Q. If we solve this not, the first we use the De Morgan's law. The not which is outside the bracket we are given to the every variable inside the bracket. That's why it is the not P and the not Q and P and Q. The or which is in the red color, then not P or Q becomes the P or Q, and again by using the De Morgan's law, the not P or the not Q. Now next, by using the associative law, if we focus before our OR, there are the four variables inside a bracket and outside the bracket there are the same symbols, that is not P and not Q and P and Q. That's why we can combine all these variables and we will make it that not P and not Q and P and Q, or the remaining term as it is, that is P or Q and the not P or not Q. Now when we focus on the first bracket, that is not P and not Q and P and Q, then the not P and P, it is always F, and Q and not Q, it is always F, and F it is also app. That's why directly we are defined that this bracket means it is app or the remaining term as it is, that P or Q, and the not P or not Q. Now using the identity law again, the app or P is logically equivalent to P. We have seen the identity law. The app or P is logically equivalent to P. That's why here the app or this bracket, this term is logically equivalent to this term. You can ignore the app in the OR operation. That's why it is logically equivalent to the P or Q and the not P or not Q. When we see this, it is the product of sum form, but we have to find out the sum of product. Again, if we have to find out the sum of product, but the statement is the product of sum, then we can take the help of the negation law or the distributive law. Here, we can distribute the first bracket, the P or Q, over the second bracket. Means the P or Q with the variable not P and with the variable not Q. That's why using the distributive law, it is the first bracket P or Q and not P, or the first bracket P or Q and the second variable not Q. Again, inside and outside brackets there are the different symbols. We can use the distributive law and it will the P or not P. So P and not P, or the Q and not P, or the P and not Q, or the Q and not Q. Now if we focus on these four brackets, these are the elementary products which are connected by the elementary sum, that is our final disjunction normal form or the sum of product form. Now the second type of the normal form is conjunction normal form. The conjunction means the AND operation and AND means the product. That's why the relation of the conjunction normal form is the product of sum. Let's have the example. We have one statement formula, the not P or Q and the P or not Q and R. In this statement formula, there are the three variables P, Q and R. Now, these three terms are the sum term, the not P or Q, second P or not Q, and third is a single variable R. Then we can consider it is an elementary sum term. These three elementary sum terms are connected by a AND, that is by the product. That's why finally we can say that this statement formula is a product of sum form. Let's have the definition. A formula which is equivalent to a given formula and which consists of a product of elementary sum is called a conjunction normal form of the given formula. Any single elementary sum, that's we can consider the product of sum. Let's have the example. Let P and Q are any two atomic variables, then a single variable P, not P, this we can consider that elementary sum. That's why finally we can consider that these are the product of elementary sum. Next, the P or Q, it is an elementary sum. Not P or Q, it is an elementary sum term. The P or not Q, P or not P, and not P or not Q. These are the some examples for the elementary sum. Every elementary sum term we can consider as a product of sum form. The next example 8 is P or Q and the P or not Q. Here the two terms, the P or Q and P or not Q, are the elementary sum which is connected with a AND, that is with a product. That's why it is the product of sum. Next, P and P or not Q. Here P is a single variable, that's why we can consider the elementary sum, and P or not Q, it is a elementary sum. These two are connected by a product. That's why finally product of sum. Last, the not P or Q and the P or not Q. Obviously, these two terms are elementary sum which are connected by a product term. That's why we can consider that the sum a product of sum form. Let's see the rules to obtain the product of sum or the conjunction normal form. The rules are similar as to obtain the sum of product or the disjunction normal form. The first rule is to replace the implies and double implies by their equivalence formula containing not and or. Again, there are the three formulas to replace the implies and double implies by their logical equivalent formulas containing the not and or. The one is for the implies and two formulas are for the double implies. The second rule is apply the negation by using the De Morgan's law. And third rule is that apply the distributive law if required. Now, note down that for the product of sum, we have to use the first formula of the double implies always. This formula is the P double implies Q is logically equivalent to the P implies Q and the Q implies P. If we again solve the implies, then it becomes the not P or Q and the not Q or P. If we look to this formula, that is P double implies Q is logically equivalent to not P or Q and not Q or P, then the not P or Q and not Q or P, these are the elementary sum terms which are connected with the product term, means it is in the product of sum form. That's why to obtain the product of sum, we have to always use this formula. Let's obtain the first conjunction normal form of the P implies Q. It's easy. Use the formula that P implies Q is logically equivalent to the not P or Q. The not P or Q, it is a one elementary sum term, and every elementary sum term, that's we can consider the product of sum. That's why it is a final answer. Second, obtain the conjunction normal form of the P and the P implies Q. Use the implies formula. Therefore, it is logically equivalent to the P and in bracket not P or Q. If we look to this formula, then inside the bracket there is a or and outside the bracket there is and, means it is also a by default product of sum form. Now third, obtain the CNF of P double implies Q. For that also we have the one standard formula, that is P double implies Q is logically equivalent to P implies Q and the Q implies P. If we use the implies formula, it becomes the not P or Q and not Q or P. That is already in the product of sum form. The fourth, obtain the CNF of the not in bracket P or Q double implies P and Q. Now consider the first term as a P and second term as a Q, and we have the formula that P implies Q and Q implies P. Therefore here it is logically equivalent to the not P or Q implies P and Q, and the P and Q implies not P or Q. That is first term implies second term and second term implies first term. Now if we solve this implies, then it becomes the not in bracket P or Q or P and Q, and the not P and Q or the not P or Q by using the implies formula. Now by using the negation, we can ignore this not. Therefore it becomes the P or Q or the P and Q. And by using De Morgan's law, the not P or not Q, or again for the last term by using De Morgan's law, it becomes not P and not Q. Now if we look to the first term before your and, which is shown in the red color, now here inside a bracket there is a and term in the second bracket, and outside a bracket there is or. The term which is after the and, again here for the second term there is a and inside the bracket, and outside the bracket there is or. And if we have the situation like that, then we can use the distribute law. We can distribute the one bracket over the variables of the second bracket. Now the P or Q, it is distributed over the second bracket. Therefore it is the P or Q or P, the first variable of the second bracket, and the P or Q, and for the second term which is in blue color, will distribute the first bracket, that is not P or not Q, over the variables of the second bracket, that is not P and not Q. Therefore it becomes the not P or not Q or not P, and the not P or not Q or the second variable, that is not Q. Now the P or Q or P means here the P or P, using the identity law we can write down it is a P, because P or P is logical equivalent to P. In second bracket P or Q, again using the identity law the Q or Q is logical equivalent to Q. In third bracket there is not P or Q or not P, that's why not P or not P is logical equivalent to not P. And in last bracket there is also the repeated term, that is not P or not Q or not Q. Then not Q or not Q is logically equivalent to not Q. We have remove all this repeated term, and that's why our final statement is the P or Q and P or Q, and not P or not P, and the not P or not Q. We can consider this statement as our final statement because it is in the product of sum form, or we can remove again the repeated term. That is our final product of sum or the conjunction normal form.